Well, hello, and today I'm somewhere different. I'm in Norfolk having a change of scene and some time off. I'm very grateful I am too, after all the months of being able to travel anywhere. And hopefully there'll be no quarantine required when travelling back into Cambridgeshire, unlike some poor souls who have to end their holidays abroad so abruptly to avoid quarantine. I think being away has more meaning after such a strange year so far. I feel so grateful to be able to visit different places. I'm a bit of a simple soul who loves more time to cook and try new ingredients. I love having time to make our bread totally by hand, gather blackberries etc. from the hedgerows. I've spotted some sloes which I might make something from. Sloe gin is rather nice. And I've found cob nuts and all sorts of bits and pieces, all while walking Molly and Millie. They'll get a swim later this week. Molly loves the sea, spends ages running in and out the waves, but Millie, well, she can be a bit scared. As we potter around little Norfolk and Suffolk towns, we're trying to shop at the small local shops who've suffered so much in lockdown. Some shops were already closed, which is sad, leaving gaps in the high streets. And as usual, for us the weather has been challenging. We've gone from scorching hot summer sun to autumn-like gales, to flash floods with hail and thunder and lightning. 3 seasons in a few days. I just hope we don't get winter as well. It's good to slow down sometimes and take time to appreciate the richness of creation. Sometimes I think we live life at such a fast pace that we don't notice the little things around us and remember how blessed we are by God each day. At Theological College we were trained to write a journal every day and note how we had seen God in action in our own lives and in the lives of others. Sometimes we weren't aware of anything, but later we can look back and see God's hands on our lives. Sometimes we don't look in the right direction either. When Andrew was studying at St John's Theological College in Nottingham, we were college mum and dad. We were charged with caring for new students and their families. One day we welcomed a lovely family from the Ukraine. They had been sponsored for the dad to leave their country and train as a priest here. As I welcomed them, they only had 1 bag each, all their worldly goods in little bags. So knowing they needed some basics, I took them to the local Tesco. Quite a large one, not one of my best ideas. Within a few minutes they were all in tears. Not only could they not believe how wealthy our country is, that we could all have so much choice, but also they couldn't work out how to make decisions when there is so much choice. In our country, they said, we are blessed if we can buy eggs. Here you can choose between so many types. How do you choose? Our friend also told us a great story that has stayed with me. As I said, they were a very poor family from the Ukraine. They had lived from hand to mouth. Their parents had lost everything in the previous revolution. He had been a street fighter at times just to earn a living, and his wife took whatever work she could find. One night he came home to his wife, toddler and new baby to find that there was not one item of food to eat. They had no money. His wife and children were hungry. They had just become Christians and knew that when in trouble, Christians pray. So he and his wife knelt to pray for help. Then there was a knock at the door. Our friend told his wife to ignore it as they were praying. As they continued to pray, the knock came again, and our friend tells how he felt a bit annoyed that his prayers were being interrupted. A third knock came, and his wife said it was rude not to answer the door, so he answered it. To find a person dressed in black who just handed him a bag, turned and left. Going back to pray, his wife asked what was in the bag. So feeling irritated to keep finding his prayers interrupted, he looked in the bag. Inside was milk, bread, a joint of beef, alongside some other items of food. All they could possibly need. They have no idea who it was who came, but believe it was an angel. Many other amazing things happened to that family, and our friend is now a priest in a church in London. He overcame so many obstacles, and is a humble, grateful man, grateful for all that God has done for him and his family. Sometimes God is at work in our lives and we just can't see it. Sometimes God is trying to reach us, and we don't listen for whatever reason. Sometimes life feels so hard we can't see the wood from the trees, let alone see God. But as the writer of the letter to the Hebrews said, keep your life free from the love of money. Be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you and never will I forsake you. We can always rest assured that God is alongside us, never demanding from us, but always walking alongside us through good and difficult times of our lives. We just need to recognise him. Amen.